Level 1. Tirones. You're standing there watching your superiors hold your friend down while they whip him. He's crying, begging, promising he won't do it again. They don't care. You and the other tirones, you're frozen. You want to jump in. You really do. But unless you're volunteering to get whipped next, you stay exactly where you are. You warned him yesterday not to try escaping. He said he was done with the Legion. Said he'd rather die than deal with this anymore. Well, careful what you wish for. He got caught, dragged back. Now he's the example. You're a tyrone, which is just a fancy way of saying new guy. You've been here 6 months. 6 months of training that makes modern special forces look like summer camp. The goal? Break you down, build you back up, turn your soft civilian body into something that can march for days, fight for hours, and suffer without complaining. They overtrain you on purpose, because when war comes, exhaustion won't be an excuse. And when you're not training, you're the camp intern. Dig the latrines, dig the graves, haul the weapons, carry the supplies. If something heavy needs moving, congratulations, that's your job. You work from sunrise to sunset. You get paid basically nothing, and if you mess up, every superior above you is just waiting for a reason to make you regret it. And trust me, they're very creative. Level 2. Miles Gregarious. Congrats, you didn't die in training. Big win. The Legion now considers you a proper soldier. You get a full set of gear: armor, shield, sword, spear. Basically the Roman starter pack for please stab me. Your new job? Frontline duty. You know, the part of the battle where people actually die. You are not special. You're one of thousands, replaceable, interchangeable. If you fall in combat, your centurion's only real hope is that you take at least 3 enemies with you before you bleed out. That's the deal now. Yes, you're a real legionary. But guess what? That doesn't mean less punishment. It means more. Flogging, still on the table. Execution, easier than ever. You're doing guard duty almost every night. If you get more than 3 hours of sleep in a row, it's either a miracle or a scheduling mistake. On the bright side, your pay gets bumped. Slightly. Don't spend it all in one forum. Level 3. Immunes. Well, look at you getting promoted. Most soldiers die as nobodies. You made it to the immunes. You're still a soldier, but now you're also an engineer, which means you build stuff. Big stuff. Bridges, towers, forts, basically anything that keeps the Legion moving or not dying. And guess what? No more guard duty. No more latrine digging. The Legion finally sees you as useful. They even pay you more. It's almost respect. Almost. But here's the twist. You actually work harder now. While the frontline guys are taking a water break, you're still hammering away at some half-built wall, because until that thing's finished, nobody sleeps. And when the battle starts, no, you're not charging into a spear wall. But don't relax, you're still a walking target. See, smart enemies don't just kill fighters, they go for engineers. Because if you go down, who's going to build the next siege tower? Or fix the broken gate? Or make the bridge so the army doesn't drown? Exactly. No one. Not for weeks. And in that time, the enemy either runs away or gets real creative. Level 4. Principales. You've made it. Kind of. After years of grinding, you're promoted to Principales. Senior soldier status. Sounds impressive, right? Here's what it really means. You're the middleman. You pass orders down, enforce discipline, and get hated from both sides. Your superiors, they don't see you as one of them. Your subordinates, they see you as a traitor. Why? Because you're the guy swinging the hammer. You're the one who drags the rule breakers to punishment, the one who makes it official when someone screws up. One time, you caught your old Tyrone's buddy sleeping on guard. You didn't want to report him, but you did. You figured maybe he'd get a flogging. He got executed, and you were the one who had to order his comrades, your former comrades, to beat him to death. You couldn't sleep for weeks after that. Still can't, really. Now you manage the camp's defenses. You assign sentries, double-check posts, and run surprise inspections, all while running on zero sleep and maximum stress. If you mess up, you don't just lose the promotion. You might lose your head, literally. So yes, the pay is better, but it's blood money, and you know it. Level 5. Optio. The guy next to you takes an arrow to the chest. He starts screaming. You don't stop to help. Instead, you sprint toward the officer getting absolutely dogpiled by 6 enemies. By the time you get there, Too late. He's already dead. That was the centurion's second in command, the optio. Now it's you. The centurion's seen your spotless record, your ability to organize, command, and not die. You're the guy. He promotes you on the spot. This is your first real taste of power. You still take orders, but now you give them too. Junior officers report to you. You pass along the centurion's commands, and occasionally your own. Just remember, your power lives and dies with his approval. Disappoint him, you're done. And not in the you're fired way, more like your head on a spike kind of done. You don't dig trenches anymore, you don't haul supplies. But now you make sure everyone else is working twice as hard, because if they screw up, it lands on you. You run the head counts, keep the formations tight in battle, drill the men until they hate you more than they already do. And trust me, they do hate you. But you're used to it by now. You've got your eye on the real prize anyway, centurion. Until then, you're just the assistant, with authority and a slightly cooler stick. Level 6, Centurion. Your men line up behind you, weapons ready. The order to charge is seconds away. Back when you were an optio, you gave orders from the rear. Not anymore. As a centurion, you go first. That's the rule. You want them to run into hell? You show them the way. You command a century, roughly 100 soldiers. It took you years, and most of the guys you trained with didn't make it this far. They're either buried, missing, or still stuck getting yelled at by someone like you. You fight on the front lines, which means every battle could be your last. Your men? They both respect and resent you, because they know if they mess up, you'll hand down punishments that make death seem like a vacation. You're not cruel, just committed. At this level, failure isn't just dangerous, it's contagious. But hey, it's not all pain and existential dread. You're paid 15 times what a regular soldier makes, and if you keep playing your cards right, there are still ranks left to climb, assuming you live long enough to reach them. Level 7, Primus Pilus. You step into the war tent. 60 centurions rise and bow. They're all commanders, but you're the Primus Pilus, the top centurion of the Legion. You lead the first cohort, the Legion's elite, the best of the best. The unit they send in when everything's on fire and someone needs to be blamed or saved. Other centurions respect you and fear you, because this is where real power begins. You give orders now, you make decisions. When the Legate wants advice, you're the one he asks. Formations, flanking routes, whether they fight today or wait till sunrise. And yet, you still fight on the front lines, because no matter how high you climb, Rome still wants to see blood on your blade. You earn 30 times what a regular soldier does, enough to retire if you live through all this. If you do really well, you might even buy your way into the equestrian class. That's Roman upper crust, baby. But don't get cocky. One mistake and 30 years of blood, sweat, and bruised ribs vanish overnight. You're close to the top, and you're still not it. You still answer to the Legate. He says jump, you don't even ask how high. You just hope it's not off a cliff. Level 8, Tribune. You're 25, a noble, fresh-faced, soft hands, no scars. And now, somehow, you outrank almost everyone in the Legion. You're the Tribune, appointed by the Senate, placed above every centurion. All those guys who bled for decades just to sniff power. And the only one above you is the commander himself. You didn't earn this by slogging through muddy campaigns and surviving ambushes in Germanic forests. You got it by being born with the right last name. Naturally, the soldiers love you for it. They've watched friends die in your position. You've never even swung a gladius in combat. But you're their superior. Yeah, good luck with that. But here's the twist. You didn't really choose this either. You're here to check on the Legion for the Senate, spy with a clipboard, smile with purpose. The atmosphere is ice cold, but you're smart enough to know this is your shot. So you study, you learn tactics, you take notes in war councils, you handle supplies, payrolls, reports. You start winning over the centurions, not with charm, but with competence. You don't fight on the front lines, but you're fighting to matter. And around here, that's half the battle. Level 9, the Legate. You are the supreme commander of the Legion. Every soldier, every officer, every order, they all flow from you. But don't get comfortable. You didn't earn this with blood and sweat. You were appointed by the Senate or the Emperor. which means they can unappoint you with a blade. So every decision you make better be flawless. You command from the rear now. No more charging with the infantry. You stand above the battlefield, watching formations shift like pieces on a chessboard. Every soldier is a pawn. If they die, they die. As long as your plan works, it was worth it. You have absolute power inside the Legion. But beyond it, you're never safe. The Emperor watches you. Senate factions whisper about you. One wrong move, one political misstep, and your head's in a basket before dawn. The pressure is unreal, but the luxury? Next level. Riches, status, power, all yours. Until it isn't. The one time you suffered a defeat, you didn't sleep for a week. Not out of guilt, out of obsession. You watched your men fall and rewrote the next battle 100 times in your mind. You don't show it, but you remember, because your real job isn't just winning wars, it's surviving Rome.